Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, by the time you're watching this, airing this is 3 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning at 3. We got a special guest in the building, one of the best film breakdowns in Dolphins community, my man CB83. What's going on, my brother?
Yo, what's good, fellas? What's going on? Shake Money,
What's up,
crypto.
CB?
Hey, glad to be in the spot, man. Glad to be in the spot. What's up with y'all boys?
None, man. Just we
Yep.
finna. Hey, listen, we gonna talk about the look. It's down to four teams in the NFL.
Four teams.
Down last four teams. We're
Final
talking about
four.
the. Yep. We'll
March
talk about
Madness.
the
Not March
coaching.
Madness.
Yeah. We'll talk about the coaching vacancies and, of course, some Dolphins, internal Dolphins. We're talking about the defensive coordinator and, play calling. But all right after this, man, when we come back.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's
that's
going on?
sick. That's a sick
Right.
intro, bro.
I appreciate that, man. And thanks to HB in the
Yep.
back, man. HB is the MVP on this team. Without him, he makes all the cool graphics and things like that.
That's dope.
So let's do a little housekeeping first. Let's talk about, obviously, the Big Bang Show saga. At the end of the day, look, right or wrong, we just got. I think, um, we had our time to sulk, but I think right now it's time to move on. And look, where we're at right now is it's not about wondering how we got in the hole. It's worrying about how we're going to get ourselves out of the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's been
Yeah.
a few names.
You gotta-
The defensive coordinator, former head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's a candidate, and of course the Buffalo Bills coach, the linebackers coach, has also been named
Uh-huh.
a candidate that they're. And I looked him up. Josh Allen is the next Elway. I'll give him some respect because he gave him some good insight. He was a safeties coach. He was a linebackers coach, so he kind of moved up. And I looked at his picture. What's funny is him and Mike McDaniels could be like brothers.
Yeah, they do kind of.
Look at that.
Kind of favor a little bit. A little favor.
Yeah,
What's his name? Babbage. Babbage.
Babbage. Yeah, Babbage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. I think
Yeah.
and I think you're spot on, Shake. I think in regards to where we're at, it's like you can't cry over spilled milk, right? I mean, at this
Yeah,
point, you clean it up and you move forward. And hey, it didn't work out with Vic Fangio, right? May have been a culture thing or whatever, but now you just kind of find a way to move forward. Go get the next guy and start preparing for the off season and get your plan in place so guys kind of understand where they need to be in the offseason, what they need to be doing. So when we go into the season, we're rolling. That's what I'd like to see. So let's hopefully we can go get a guy quick so we could just start the process, right?
yeah. Because we got combines coming up soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have free
Yeah, you
agency
gotta
coming
get
up
done in
soon.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and as somebody that look at the end of the day, um, what's disappointing about Big Fangio was the fact that the reason I wanted him here is the fact that look, he has when you're off. One thing I remember um, our running backs coach, what's his name, Studesville, when he was the
Stutzville.
OC. They asked him about a playbook, and he says one thing about a playbook, a coach's playbook, is a living
Right.
document. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just it's like a big file that you keep adding it and keep adding and keep adding. So you would think someone with the vast years of Big Banjo that he would have different repertoires, different situations, and different scenarios to work with different schemes and different players. And apparently that wasn't the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just seemed like he it seemed like he wanted certain control in regards to player personnel and stuff like that, and I just don't think Greer was willing and Mike McDaniel were willing to give that up. And I think also Mike McDaniel probably wanted a little bit more control of the defense, and he probably couldn't say much to Vic Fangio about playing guys like Cam Smith and Agba and those situations. So I think that's why ultimately it was just a decision to, hey, let's just cut ties and move on, and let's find better situations for our team.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, look, when Brian Flores moved off of Chan Gailey, I didn't think there was an issue. Hey, we're going to go in a different direction. I've always said you got to find the right one until you find them. Just like a quarterback. But
right. Crypto, what's your thoughts on it, man?
I'm hoping that
Not
Go ahead,
go ahead, Crypto.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that they do need to speed the process up quick
You been Archer all day?
Yeah, he was in my
and
closet.
basically get it done. You know, because we need to go through the Senior Bowl week, start evaluating players that may need to fit the coaching scheme. So they almost need to get it done before the Super Bowl end. Be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
As
would be
far as the
nice.
hire, yeah, at least you'll know because the combines will be firing up immediately after the Super Bowl. You have the guy in house chance to say, "Hey, what's your culture philosophy? Do you want to go with what Vangio did or a variation of it?" And then you could now go full bore into the draft process and building team and the offseason process to gear it towards that missing piece that you had when Vangio was here. Given that you're going to be missing a lot of players from the Vangio's roster to this year, that's why I
I,
say you got to hire them. I would say you got 4 days to hire them,
I
no later than
wonder
4 days.
I wonder if they're trying to interview somebody that's still playing, right? One of the coaches that's still
Then they will be doing what they did with Flores, waiting to the end of the Super Bowl. If it's afford somebody
exactly.
off the Niners staff or Ravens staff, or hell, even Detroit staff,
Yeah,
or you know what I'm saying, if it's one or KC staff. Let's say if it's Spagnolia's assistant, right? He's got to wait for either KC to lose this week or 2 more weeks.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, that's a good point because that's what they did with Flores. They had to wait until the Patriots finish
yeah. So
season
that
was
could be
over.
the case. I mean, you just never know. I mean, we'll see how it
Yeah,
shakes
cause
out.
if one of these guys playing that's games this week, they
Yeah,
could be on the short list. Yeah, I could see somebody on KC staff being a target.
And you know what?
Yeah.
The homer in me wants Chris Shula. The linebackers coach from the Rams. You know what I mean? He's
Hmm.
obviously family ties. Shula, come on, man.
Yeah, we need a little
He's right.
nepotism, Shake. I'm a
Yeah, yeah.
hashtag nepotism.
Yeah,
is
look,
is
We know what I'm saying?
he has
Hey,
experience with the secondary. He's moved up in that Rams organization as well, man.
yeah, he did. He's not like a journeyman, per se. He's no football. He come from a football family, so it'll be interesting name to get him in the building is to say, hey, we'll take a look at you, see what your philosophy is, or how you go about defending good offenses, good quarterbacks. Because basically, that's how I would be interviewing people. How do you defend against the dynamic quarterback? Because it's easy to defend against a statute quarterback, but how do you defend against the Patrick Mahomes and the Lamars of the world? You got
yeah,
to start
Mhm.
building your defense to defend those type of teams because that's the type of teams you're going to be playing in the playoffs. Be honest. The bulk of those teams, those are the ones you're gonna be playing. So how do you defend against them?
Yeah.
You know,
And the
what
last thing
personnel you
is
need.
the other thing is Babbage. The thing I'd say again, and I'm not fascinated with the fact that him and Mike McDaniels could be twins, but is the fact that
Oh, with the glasses, the look, yeah,
yeah, is the fact that
right.
look, number one, you're going to be weakening a division opponent who's been taking the East 4 years in a row,
Yeah.
and secondly,
Hmm.
you you have a young,
Yeah,
innovative offense. Why not have a young, innovative defense as well, man? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, At the end of the day, uh, great coaches like Bill Belichick, great coaches like Vic Fangio, great coaches like you name it,
hmm,
Dick LeBeau had to start
right.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
I
made
would
a
even
name for
be.
themselves.
That's a good point. I would even try to get some interviews with some of the Steelers personnel, to be honest, because they over the years been building good defenses too. So they've been
Yeah.
kind of under the radar. So I would look at their Mike Tomlin's staff too and say, hey, who from that staff I can maybe take a look at too. That's another
Assuming they're
staff to
not too
kind of
hip
poach
hop.
from. Right. Yeah, that's true too. They not too hip hop.
To
See
hip
Ross.
hop. Shots fired. Shots fired at Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure they're not too hip hop.
That's hilarious.
That's a
Oh,
good one.
so what are your thoughts though,
Man.
CB, on your ideal candidate?
Man, honestly, I'd like to have somebody who's kind of seasoned, right? Who has been a
Okay.
play caller before, right? Because I know that when you come into this role and you haven't done it before, it's tough. I think calling plays in the NFL, defensively and offensively, is the toughest job on the football field. I think
Correct.
that's I think it's just difficult to do. And I've done it before on the offensive side, and in those moments where it's crunch time and when you got to call the right plays, I mean, it's difficult. And I just want somebody who's kind of been through it before. I mean, I like the thought of
Hmm.
having somebody young and innovative, but it's like, damn, like, is he gonna get in here and make mistakes and
Make
cost
it too
us
complicated for
games?
people to catch up.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's just like I just kind of want, and it's like the gift and the curse because we have Vic Fangio and he's like over experienced. Like he's
Yeah.
stuck in his ways. He doesn't want to be innovative. He doesn't want to adjust to his players. You need somebody in between that. I like to have somebody in between where you have him experienced enough, but not experienced to the point where he's stuck in his ways and he can still adjust and be versatile. I think that would be ideal for us.
Yeah. And you know what? One thing people are one of the reasons a lot of people are throwing shade at the idea of getting the Chargers coach, whose name is escaping me right now,
Staley.
Staley. Okay,
Stanley.
Brandon Staley, not to be confused with Deuce Staley, the running back, but
There you go.
Brandon Staley.
Right. Definitely not Deuce.
See, the thing I like about Staley is you got to remember. You look at Norv Turner, great offensive coordinator, horrible
Yeah.
head coach. Spagnolia, great defensive coordinator, horrible head coach. So just because they failed remember, they got a head coaching job because they excelled at being a coordinator. You're not going to get a head coaching job if you're a terrible defensive coordinator. So you had to excel at something in order to get a head coaching job. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the
I
reason
mean,
I would like Staley for one, he was also a former quarterback. Number one, number two, we got rid of a lot of assistants, and who knows, he could probably bring some assistants because you know that
Harbaugh's
Harbaugh
bringing his
is
staff.
not gonna keep all the assistants in LA, so
Yeah.
he could help fill in those positions easier. And hopefully he brings a special teams coach with him too. So
Right.
I think you're spot on, Shaq. I think Staley could be a good hire. I think I was watching Inside the NFL and somebody brought up that hey, Staley was the one who gave us Fitz last year, right? He was the first one that kind of like stifled our defense. I mean, San
Introduced
Francisco,
the press coverage on the thing,
yeah, that
forcing
press
us outside
coverage, right, and
on the
just really
hash mark. Yeah.
and really made it difficult for us. So I think in regards to that, he does kind of make some good adjustments. Maybe he comes in and says, "Hey, I got enough talent here to make this work." Right. So maybe that's the case. We'll see, though. I mean, he's another big name. He's been around the league. He's experienced. Well,
Hmm.
that's what I do like about him. But we'll see. I mean, it just seems like there's not a lot of guys on the market, right? I
Yeah.
I just feel like there's not a lot of guys out there. So I think this hire isn't going to be something splashy like we know we want. It's just going to be, blah to me. I mean, I don't see us getting anybody like off the charts. I don't see that.
Yeah, especially after we lost Vangio, because let's face it. Look, at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
Who's gonna want
we
him?
were solid. We were excited when Vangio came. Everybody,
We were.
and what's funny is there's no secret that there's been a civil war with the Dolphins concerning a certain quarterback, and there's been a civil war. Dolphin fans, everything they've been at odds. They never agreed on anything. But last year was the first time I can remember in a long time everybody was united on wanting Fangio to come to the team.
Yeah. I mean, people were rallying behind that.
Yeah, they were. There was more
They were.
unification for Fangio than anybody else.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
So, and one thing I
That's
want to
what
talk
makes it
about.
difficult to accept them criticizing them hard now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody wanted them. Yeah.
Yep, and everybody was on board.
Well, it's kind of like that dude who loses that top that hottie. He says, "You're lost, girl." Knowing damn well, he's like, "Damn it, man, why the hell did she leave me?"
Right.
But I want to touch on the offensive play calling. Now, at first, I was like, "Yeah, let's let Darren Bevel call the plays. He's a seasoned play caller. He's called plays in 2 Super Bowls. He's worked with Brett Favre, the greatest, and he knows the offense in and out because he's been here as long as McDaniel. But now I'm thinking they should have done that when McDaniels first got the job. See, now McDaniel, I think it's too late to do that for take away McDaniel's play calling because now he's in the groove. This is his 3rd year. I'm saying he's starting to get legs with it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's kind of too late now because I'm saying he's starting to maturate. Mature as a play caller. He's starting to. Now he has 2 years of film to study of like what did I do right, what did I do wrong, what can I do better. You know what I mean? So it's either take away the play calling, and he'll resume once the play caller that he assigns gets promoted, and then he take the play calling again, or just continue doing what he's doing. What do you think?
I think it's tough right now because I mean, you've done it for 2 years. Anybody you introduce, to do it is they're gonna have to go through their lumps too. So I'd rather just have McDaniel keep it and him just transform his way of thinking a little bit, man. Be more physical up front, run the ball more, keep your guys heavy on their hands. Like that's what I want to see. I just want to see him commit to running the football, and if that means bringing in a Derrick Henry, so Derrick Henry can look at you and be like, "Yo, give me the damn ball," then do that. I mean, I just want him to kind of change his philosophy and be more physical as a play caller. Because with play calling, you can set the tone for the game, right? You can set the tone by running the football and saying, "Hey, we about to pound you and just go down the field, and you're not going to be able to stop us." I didn't see that. I didn't see that in our offense. We were just, too finesse, and we relied on the pass too much.
Yeah, because I tell you what, if you think you're not going to crowd the box, if you're not going to crowd the box with Derrick Henry, good luck.
Oh yeah, got to put some guys in there to stop him. Got to.
So hopefully that opens up
unless you got
guys
some
like
serious tacklers. like 5 different Zach Thomases.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way to do
So,
it.
what do you think are on a scale of 1 to 10 are realistically our chances of landing Derrick Henry this year? Even though I know there are tapes of Cersei saying that he wanted to be drafted here.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards like a 6.5, 7. I think there's a possibility we get him, and I think it's like a 60-70% chance. That's
Is he
my
a free
guess.
agent?
I
Or
think
I'm not
I
sure.
think he is. Let me
I'm
see.
not sure. I think we. I think our best opportunity was finally last year. More year with more mileage. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know how I feel about the Derrick Henry thing. To be
No,
honest,
Derrick Henry. Derrick
because
Henry. I
he's got
mean,
more miles. You know.
yeah, still, but he still looked like he wasn't slowing down though. You know what I mean?
I think he is now a
Yeah.
free. I think he is now a free agent.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he is.
Right.
Just make him an offer, man. But
I don't
so
know.
so let's talk about the coaching searches. There's only 2 teams: the Seattle Seahawks and the Commanders. And Bill Belichick is
Right.
still out there. So a lot of people did speculate that he might go to the
He'll
Commanders,
never
being
do it.
that, huh? No,
Yeah. He'll never be a defensive coordinator.
no, no. I'm talking about head coach.
Oh, head coach. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were talking about the head coach.
Commanders.
Commanders or Seattle.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think he'd be a good fit for the
He fits
Commanders.
Yeah, because
Commanders. Yeah.
his dad
He's
was the
got
Navy's
ties from the
coach.
Navy.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about it, you would see him go up against the Cowboys and that division
Yep.
and the Eagles twice. And I think he
Yep.
fits in that division. I think he coming from the
Yep.
AFC East, being at the Patriots, I think he fits perfectly in that division. And I think those are going to be some battles that he could win and just shock some of those
Hmm.
guys.
Yeah, and what I brought up a
Yep.
point about as far as the Giants. You look at Eli Manning, and then you have Phil Simms, the 2 quarterbacks. What's funny is both their Super Bowls, both the Super Bowls of Sims and Eli, both tied to Bill Belichick. Sims won it with him. Eli won it against him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the thing
Yep.
about
Both
that,
of them directly tied to him. Yep.
both
All of their
to
Super
Belichick.
Bowls. Yep. All of the Giants Super Bowls. Yep. Was directly
Yeah,
tied to Belichick.
one, yeah,
Against them
2 with
and
him and two against him.
two,
Yeah.
two against them.
But
Wow.
but
So I
yeah,
guess if the Giants' hopes of going to any other Super Bowl, they need Belichick to somehow be involved, even
yeah.
with them or against them, right? That's
Oh, not in Washington, I can tell you
what they
that. But
need.
so
Washington.
here is the playoff winning. So I guess Patrick Mahomes now has 13 wins as
Oh,
a
they added the
quarterback.
two.
Yeah, Jared Goff
Oh, that
has
was that
5
was
now.
before our game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. They didn't update it. Okay.
So Jared
So
Goff
Goff's
now
got
has 5.
5.
You got to add 5 to Jared
Stafford's
Goff.
got 5. Didn't
Stafford's got
Stafford
5. No,
win
no,
one?
no, he lost. So he's still at 4. So
Okay.
Stafford, so the guy that he replaced in Los Angeles, he passed him.
He passed them. Yep. Hmm.
Josh Allen, I think, has what, 5 now?
Should be 5. Yeah.
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 Unfortunately for
Should be 5.
Jalen Hurts, he stays at 2, and so does Dak.
Dak
And
and Jalen are still at 2.
what's crazy
And
about how
and
people
Brock is at 3 now.
talk about
I
how
think Brock
oh
added
man,
one more.
Baker Mayfield has 2 playoff wins. Well, so does Lamar Jackson in 6 years.
Wow.
That should tell you.
Yeah.
That should tell you
Yeah.
how it's.
It's
I
crazy.
was
I
listening
think
to
Baker.
I was listening to the roundtable, and I agree with you, man. Look, uh, not too many people, not too many teams have a Super Bowl win. You know what I mean? If I look at this, if I show you this graph again, look at this. Out of 1, 2,
Only
3,
two of them.
4, only 3 of them have Super Bowls. These
Yeah, man.
quarterbacks, out of all these quarterbacks on this
All the
list.
quarterbacks, yeah, but the other okay, but the franchises, I think only what maybe just one or two,
Hmm.
or two of them. Yeah, you're right.
Look at all these quarterbacks and
Because
only
Cowboys won one.
3 Super
Yeah.
Bowls amongst
Shake
4 Super
people.
Bowls.
Shake people don't realize that winning a Super Bowl is tough to do. Like, bro, and I know we as
But see,
Dolphin
the
fans
thing
won a
is,
Super
it's tough
Bowl. Go ahead.
when
Go
you
ahead, Corey.
got when you got maybe a handful of players hogging up all of them. I call it the Michael Jordan effect.
Oh
In the
yeah, yeah.
'90s, he hogged up all the championships for other great Hall of Fame players. You
Yep.
know, that's what happened with the Brady era. He hogged up a lot of those titles that could
Yep.
have been easily distributed amongst other good, decent quarterbacks. It's
And now
the same
Kansas
thing
City's
happened in
doing it.
football.
And now
Now
Hmm.
Kansas
Kansas
City's doing
City's doing it. Right.
it.
It's the yep. It's the it's the Michael Jordan effect.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, look, and at the end of the day, I told people, whether you like it or not, I think they're going to extend Tua. I'd rather him play on his 5th year. Prove it,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. At least get him play. I mean, it's a win-win for both sides. I think if they let him play on his 5th year, because at least now he bets on himself, and if he does become the guy, he gets paid more in the end. He gets rewarded even more than what he would now. So it's a win-win for both franchises when
And
they do that.
I kind of agree with you guys, but it's also like the Dolphins are in a tough spot because they need to free
Hmm.
up that money,
Yeah, yeah,
right? They need to
yeah.
free up that money so they can sign some guys. So giving them
Hmm.
the extension helps them do that, which is kind of tough, right?
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
I don't feel like Tua's reached his potential, his max potential yet. So
Oh, yeah.
we still want to see that, but I mean, man, it's a tough spot to be in.
So how many years was Josh Allen? 6 years, right? See,
How many?
people don't
Yeah.
realize. Yeah, he's in the league 6 years. Last
It takes
year,
some
right?
time.
This he's
Last
going into
year,
year 7 now. I think 18. What year is
last
it? 24.
year
Yeah.
is
So
last year was
yeah.
his 5th year. Okay, last year was his 5th year. The reason I'm bringing this up, last year was, and I know it's excuses, so I don't give a fuck. Last year was his 5th year. Okay, and I'm bringing this up because
Right.
last year was the first time he beat Kansas City. Last year was the first time he beat the Titans. I remember the Titans. 2 times they played the Titans, and the Titans mollywopped them.
Yeah, Derrick Henry running all over them
Yeah, the
boys.
Titans. Yeah, Derrick Henry had like 200 yards one time against them. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
So last year was the
He
first
was a
time they were
beast.
able
That was Henry.
to get over that hump. Last year
Playoff,
was the
hey,
first time.
Hmm.
playoff Derrick Henry is scary, dog. Just
Yeah, it is.
imagine,
Yeah,
just
he
imagine
was. He
us
run with a vengeance. Yeah, he does run
just
with a
stiff arming
certain
cats.
edge to him.
Yeah, get out of here.
One stiff arm.
Yeah.
Hell, he
Sending them,
actually did it against
sending
us
them to
this
the,
year. The stiff
sending
arm in
them
the
to
end
the,
zone.
sending them to the gulag with the stiff arm.
Yeah,
And
he
I
got a
feel like
mean stiff arm.
I feel like we're that type of person, like the friend who has, these 2 girls are friends, whatever, and her
Hmm.
friend is dating a rich person, a guy who makes good money, and she buys her
Yeah.
friend a diamond ring. And hey, how come you're not buying me that ring? Well, I don't have the money yet to buy that diamond ring.
Right.
It's just like, that's what they're doing with Tua. It's like, look at the guy from Houston. He won his first playoff game as a rookie. Why can't Tua do that? Look at that quarterback. Why can't my quarterback do that?
Yeah.
Everybody develops differently.
They do. They
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
that's
the
neither here nor
nature.
there.
It's the microwave society.
do. Very
Yep.
microwave.
So with that being said, let's get into these. By the way, the coaching search. Real quick, let's talk on the coaching searches. So obviously, Atlanta got Raheem Morris.
Right. All of them's been filled except 2.
Yeah.
2 jobs
Titans.
still open
Titans got the offensive coordinator.
from the
From
Buccaneers.
the
Yep.
Buccaneers. The Chargers
And
went
then
with
the Raheem
um,
Morris.
yeah, and then of course Chargers went with Mr. Khakis.
Hardball.
Yep. They
Yeah,
got Mr. Khaki in the building.
yeah.
They
Well,
fast tracked theirs.
well, I think he left college because he knows what's going to go down in Michigan. Isn't going to be a pretty picture.
Yeah, I can see that,
Yeah.
man. He
The same reason why the
Yeah,
same
Pete-
reason why the same reason why Pete Carroll left USC when he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
It's
But
gonna
much.
see,
be an
with
ugly
Harbaugh,
picture.
he did show interest in them last year when they thought they was gonna can Staley, and then he
Hmm.
backed off. That's why they was like, okay, he's definitely it's his job to lose
I think he was
because he
coming
told
to.
them that he was interested.
I think
Yeah,
he was coming to Miami a couple years ago, and then that Flores thing dropped and just messed everything up.
Hmm.
yeah. What they should have did is went before the Flores thing. Now focused on bel- having that media anti-flow media thing. Just let it go and just immediately soon after they fired him, just went out to Harbaugh right away because they
I,
let a lot of time gap until February 1st got here, and that was the problem. That's
yeah,
what they should have did. Immediately went after him back then. They lost
So,
track. They lost focus.
yeah.
let's get into our first playoff game. This is the conference finals. By the way, my Super Bowl every for
three
the
o'clock
last few
game.
years is this right here. Whenever I see the Buffalo Bills lose, that's
No
my
more
Super
Chris
Bowl. I'm happy.
Berman.
Yes, I hate them
No
chumps.
Chris Berman.
Me
Bills.
too.
The Bills cannot play the Niners under no circumstance. That's what I like.
We got the
Oh,
chef.
it's,
We start with the Chef Jew special. You know the Chef Jew. Everybody knows Chef Jew, man. He is a pillar in this
Chef.
yep.
community.
Chef Chu.
He a pillar in this community, man. And listen, um,
Yep.
hey, you want let Chef Jew cook for you. He is in the Tri-County area, Miami, Broward, and Dade. You need a chef who with mouth-watering cookies and pies like this right here.
And cupcakes.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
cupcakes. Look at this, all made by scratch, man. He
Fire.
is versed. He is versed. He is versed in soul food,
Cupcakes.
southern food, Chinese food. You
Yep.
name it. This man could cook, and I'm talking about top-notch ingredients. Hit this man up 786-804-8096. Again, 786-804-8096. Book him for your catering. Mention the Finn's Tailgate. You will get 10% off your first order. So, with that being
Mm.
said, the first game is the 11-6 Chefs versus the 13-4 Ravens.
Mm.
Will Lamar Jackson get his third win, or will Patrick Mahomes get his chance for his third Super Bowl? So you are our guest. You go first, CB.
Man, this is such a tough
Mm.
matchup. I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens, man. I think the Ravens are gonna give the Chiefs a run, and I think them playing at home could be the difference. I think Mark Andrews is playing. Now
Yeah, he is back now.
he's
Yeah.
back, right? And I think he's gonna. And I think the Ravens defense is for real too. I think the Ravens defense is for real. I think Kansas City has a good defense, but I think Lamar could be the X factor when you can take off and do stuff like that. You provide a different element, and I think Lamar is going to get them boys a
Hmm.
run. So I got the Ravens winning this one.
All right. Oh man,
Okay.
it's hard.
Cool.
It's hard to go
This
against.
is a good matchup, though.
It
The championship
is.
is what the
Mhm.
NFL wanted. Actually, this is really what the NFL wanted. The
Mhm.
defending champions against an up and coming team like the Ravens. Yep,
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
what they wanted. Yep, it's a matchup that they wanted. Man,
Oh man, but I
weather
think
won't be actually. It's crazy. The weather won't even really be a factor because it warmed up this weekend. So actually, the weather will be pretty decent. It'll be some football weather this time around.
Yeah.
Be in the
Yeah.
60s, I think, right, or close to
It's
70s.
gonna
So
be
yeah.
probably perfect weather. Perfect
Yeah, it's
football
gonna be
weather.
perfect weather. So, damn, they Vegas might have to redo their line as far as the over under. I don't know if it changed or not. You know what the over under is, Shake?
no, I don't
If
know.
they changed it or not? Okay, because we got some warm weather coming in, so they might want to up that number. I don't know. It's
Hey,
gonna
that
be
ball
crazy.
should be flying around out there on Sunday. It
Right,
should be
that's what I'm
flying
saying.
around.
Both coaches are gonna want to throw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, all right. I'm looking at the forecast right now. Right, according to this Google forecast, Sunday at what is a 3 o'clock game?
Yeah. Three. Yep.
It's going to be 45 degrees. They're
Oh
expecting
man,
a little
45. Really?
45. It's going to be 45
Okay.
degrees at 3 o'clock.
So it
Oh,
does.
that's
It's
still better compared to 7 degrees when it was a
oh
9.
yeah, yeah. So
And so that's still a heat wave. Kansas City, like yes,
yeah,
that's the
Yeah, so it's
warmest
gonna be
temperature they played in
those.
all season.
Yeah, they're
I
looking
mean,
at 45 degrees with
yeah,
slight change, light rain.
oh okay.
light rain. Okay, okay, that's not bad. That's pretty decent.
Crypto, who you got in the game?
No, I got the same thing. I'm picking the Ravens. I'll say this because the Ravens, they have beaten up on a lot of teams, and those good teams too, right?
Hmm.
So this
Mhm.
is the time where now Kansas City can get their dose of the medicine that the Ravens been giving everybody else. So
Yes.
I'll say that the Ravens are going to give them the same medicine they've been giving the rest of the league, because their defense is a little stronger than I think the KC's. KC got good defense, but I think, like you said, Lamar is that X factor. He's the tiebreaker when it comes to overcoming that pressure that the KC can bring with Snead trying to beat up guys. Like he might not get away with that with Bateman because Bateman's a little bigger, and Odell is known for getting man to man press and still making spectacular catches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could probably do that against them, but they could still make tough catches. Likely making one handers. Mark Andrews coming back, so and Lamar being the difference and being able to neutralize them by creating more time to throw the ball with his legs. Sometimes he'll pretend like he go run and he'll pull up and throw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he's got that dynamic going. So that'll be enough to get him over the hump, I think, against the
I th-
Chiefs as far as meaning beating them in a playoff game because they always beat them in the regular season. So yeah, I think they'll get them this time in the playoffs.
I think you know why I think this is such a crazy situation because the Ravens are going into this game like, hey, if we beat the Chiefs, we have beat both of the other teams. They beat the other teams bad. They beat the Niners bad and they beat the Lions bad. They beat the Lions
Yeah,
30 they beat the Lions 38-6.
Mm.
And then
right.
and then they beat
Exactly. They're gonna
eh,
be on cloud nine.
right
CB, they gonna be like, damn.
and then
Whoa, we
they
actually
beat
got
the
past the Chiefs.
and then they beat
Yeah,
they beat the 49ers 33-19. So it's like they
right.
handled the NFC teams. So if they could just get
Yeah,
past the Chiefs, they should be licking their chops like,
right.
"Oh, we've already played these teams. Let's go win our Super Bowl." It's crazy.
Right. Let's just go take care of business in this final game. Go to Vegas and a
Yeah,
Yeah.
neutral site. Let's go, take care of business now.
Yeah.
You know, they
which
could
will
be
be the
more
third
relaxed.
in their
In essence,
franchise, third Super Bowl, 3 Super Bowls. Man, that's
could
crazy,
be
man.
3 Super Bowls, and actually they'll be 3 out of 22. I think when was that early one? 2004. So that'll be 3-20 for them. Yeah, you're right. So
Yep.
yeah, third in the franchise. Yep. All under the same GM. I think Ozzy. Who's the guy behind him now?
I
So
don't know
they
the
had a
guy
pretty good
now.
track record. The
Yeah.
guy that just replaced Ozzy, so he pretty much doing the same thing.
Hmm.
So yeah, that'll be something for them because let me see, after Lamar, so that'll be his 6th year. I'm trying to see when they won it with Flacco. That was Flacco's what, 4th year when they won it, and Trent
Hmm.
Dilfer's second. So it seems like every 3 to 4 years with their last three quarterbacks, they would have won a Super Bowl within their on that first contract. So that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
That'll
tell you what,
that'll be
this
pretty
this is
good.
this will be they build their complete deep team. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to hand it up to the Baltimore Ravens. Not to mention, as much as I dislike Harbaugh, you got to respect him as a coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yep.
All
He
right,
beat his
and
brother too. He did beat his brother in one of those matchups. So that's something to be
yeah,
said.
yeah,
That family feud, he settled that one.
one of your favorite teams too. So all right,
Don't
the
say that,
next
Shake.
game is the Finn's tailgate game of the week, obviously,
Game of the
and
week. That's crazy
Finn's
because it's
tailgate
out
game of the week.
west.
Yeah.
Going
I
to
kind of wish
go.
the Ravens game was the last
Get
game.
ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
All right. And of course, we know and we already know a game that is the Lions, 12-5 Lions taking on the 12-5 49ers.
The Dan Campbell Bowl, the Campbell Soup Bowl.
Man,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a
I
crazy.
think they used to
matchup.
play in a park named after Soup too, didn't they? The Niners or that 3Com? Nah, that was a telephone. My bad. Nah, I was thinking. I thought it was named after a soup company, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Dan Campbell, the Lions, yeah, man, 49ers.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good matchup, man. I think
It's
the
interesting.
49ers in Green Bay was a game last week. It came down to the last drive. And
It
I
was the very
I
last drive. I was so God.
I think this game is going to be similar. I think it's going to come down to like whoever has the ball last and whoever can make a play. I think the Lions are a very scrappy team, so I think they're going to find a way to stay in the game and make plays. I would not be surprised if the Lions won this game. I would not be surprised. But I think the Niners I think the Niners should win this at their crib. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions find a way to get this win though.
Got you. With that being said, I think I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to pick Detroit.
Ooh, picking the upset.
I'm going upset in this one. My upset special because I don't want Chris Berman to be right about picking the Niners to go to the Super Bowl every damn year. So I'm going to have to pick an upset in this one. This is my anti-Chris Berman stance I'm taking here.
That's
so
crazy.
I'm gonna go with the Lions because the Lions are equipped to be. They got the running game. They got the offensive line with Sewell and the guys inside. You know, they got the running backs. They got Ramon St. Brown. They got the personnel to be able to do it. It's just a matter if Dan Campbell could not be as risky as he liked to be. You know how risky he could be by going for a lot of fake punts and fake field goals, and he'd do something unexpected you wouldn't think he would do at certain times of the game. If he could kind of like dial it down and just play regular conventional football, I think they got enough to overcome without having to do a lot of unexpected, trick plays or whatever per se on special teams, because that's normally where he do it when he does take that chance.
And honestly, I think Detroit is in that position where they feel like, hey, if Kansas City wins on the other side, we beat Kansas City already, right?
Yes, they beat Kansas City, exactly.
Yeah,
so if they get there, they're gonna be like, oh shit, we beat this team in opening night in their house.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what's funny? Funny you should mention that if it's Kansas City, how many games is the opener and that's the closing game? I think there was another team that was like
crazy.
that.
How often does that happen?
Yeah, that they actually played each other, right? The very first game of the season, and then the very last game. Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
Oh, that'll be crazy.
I wonder. I wonder how many times that's happened.
How often it happens? I want to say the Broncos one year when they played when they played Green Bay.
Yeah.
By the way,
was it the Broncos and Falcons? Maybe. Yeah, we got to look that one up. I want to say. That's going
to be on the next episode.
Right.
That's going to be in the next episode. We'll bring that up next episode.
Yeah, we got to bring that up. Yeah, if they do, because remember the Texans played they just played the Ravens in week 1, but they played them again in the playoffs. But it ended up being the Texans' last game. But it wasn't.
The Rams. I think the Rams. Didn't the Rams play somebody opening and closing?
No, you're thinking about when the Bills being favored to go to the Super Bowl and play them. They
Mm,
lost. That was a
okay.
Rams ring night. Remember? They
No, no,
thought
no.
everybody
Somebody
thought the
else.
Bills was gonna go to the Super Bowl that year.
But yeah, I looked that up. I want to see who's but see, and we're not just talking about week one.
Yeah.
This was actual the NFL opening week on a Thursday.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the actual opening week. Yeah,
yeah.
So it was
Thursday.
the first game
Thursday
to start it
opening.
off, and it'll be the last game to end it.
Well,
So
hell,
we'll
Oh
see,
most of the
man.
man.
Hey,
Thursday night games are trash matchups.
stranger things have happened. But no, listen.
Yeah, there
Don't
would be something if the NFL finally got it right.
see. Here's the thing. I can't fault Dan Campbell. I mean, not Dan Campbell. The Rams. For moving off of Jared Goff. Look, they got what they wanted, which was a Super Bowl.
They got what they
So
wanted. Yeah, so it
yeah,
paid off. So it wasn't really a
but at the
mistake
end
when
of
you
the
think
day,
about it.
Jared Goff still look. You got a coach
He's one
who
more.
who gave him tough love. He did give him tough love because he's thrown him under the bus a couple of times in the beginning. Say, hey man, he needs to step up and play. But
Yeah.
a coach who took him in, said, "You're
Yeah.
my guy," built an offensive line around him, and
Right.
gave him some great weapons. And look what happened.
Yeah. That's how you build a team.
Yeah. They
I
general
mean,
manager did it, man.
at the
He put them
time
together, the right pieces
listen.
together.
At the time they traded Jared Goff, he wasn't worth 2 nickels. Now look what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I want to give him the 5th year, because at the end of the day, man, you can't really give up on your quarterback like that. That's not the prime example. I don't know what is.
I mean, quarterbacks. He's a
Well,
piece of. The,
I
he's
don't
a
think
large
Jared
piece
Goff
of the
got paid though.
puzzle, and I think
Right, he's a large piece.
I think quarterbacks are a large piece of the puzzle, but I think you still got to
Yeah.
have other pieces. The
Of course.
defense, the running game. I think all of that culminates a good
Yeah.
football team. You're seeing that with Jared Goff right now, right? Good defense,
Yeah.
solid
He
defense.
turned out to be their final piece. Yeah.
Yeah, he turns out to
Ironically, you know,
be. Yeah,
they moved off Stafford, right, to get him. And wouldn't it be crazy if they won the Super Bowl and then that means both teams was rewarded by a trade at the quarterback position.
that's crazy, and that rarely happens.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it? That the Rams benefited from it, and then a year later, Detroit benefits from it.
It's crazy.
And you're like,
Yeah,
hey,
they
Jared,
basically swapped quarterbacks, and both of them won the Super Bowl.
Hell of a
God, that
deal.
would be crazy.
Hell of a
Yeah, that
deal,
would
yeah.
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Maybe
you know the
maybe
best
you
part.
just need to swap quarterbacks to win Super Bowls. CB, it may just need a
Maybe.
QB swap. Both teams
Yeah,
will eventually win it.
let's trade. I got you. Let's trade for Mac Jones. No, I'm just fucking with you. But anyway,
Nah, not bad. Not bad. We ain't doing
We
that.
win one with Mac, and then the Patriots win one with Tua. There you go. That may be what both teams need, right? The
That's
but
Patriots
no,
finally get
seriously,
it. The DVP will get Tua back, and then we'll get Mac Jones with hooked up with Waddle. There you go.
yeah.
but no.
Oh man.
Seriously though, one of the if Jared Goff does win the Super Bowl, and this is a big if, the best story for him is the first team that he had to go through was the team that traded him. The
Yeah,
first team
Oh,
on
yeah.
his
The
way
first
to the
team.
Super Bowl was the team that traded him.
it's a great story.
The
You
team
can't write
that
any better.
traded
You
him.
can't write.
Yep.
You can't write any better script than that.
Yeah, it's a
The
great
script
story.
in that. Yep. That's the perfect NFL script. Yep.
You hear that,
It's
Dan
a lot
Mitchell?
of-
That was
it's
the
a
greatest
lot of-
story that ever spoke.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Dan Mitchell. That's the greatest story. You watching this at 3:00 in the morning? Damn it.
That's the greatest
That's
story ever told.
crazy. It's crazy. All the storylines. Think about it. Lamar wins. It'll be his revenge tour, right? Everybody that passed up on him in the draft, calling him that he's not the quarterback, he's not the prototypical quarterback. It'd be like his revenge tour if he wins. It'll be the Brock Purdy success story if he win, being the 7th round, the heir apparent. They'd be calling him the next Brady, being the 7th round pick to win the Super Bowl. Then you got the Jared Goff storyline if he wins. Then if you got the Mahomes continuing the dynasty storyline, basically trying to catch Brady's legacy with the most championships. So it seemed like every team has got a built-in storyline on how they season finishes with the Super Bowl.
And
It's
I tell you what,
crazy. The NFL
gotta
couldn't
give-
ask for anything more when you think about it.
you got to give Patrick Mahomes his credit because he has no weapons, basically.
Yeah, that would be even the greatest storyline because he has no weapons. Like, man, these receivers was dropping balls like hot butter, you know? I was like,
Yeah.
you know, he like, damn, they actually was able to do it again with all the issues they had throughout the season. So yeah, they'll have a crazy storyline of themselves, you
Yeah.
know.
So,
That everybody's got a unique storyline when you think about it. The Ravens, the Niners, Lions, and the freaking
by the way,
Chiefs,
how much
man.
time we
That's
got you for,
crazy.
CB? I don't want to take up
I
too
got
much
about
of your
5 to 10 more, bro. 5 to 10
Okay,
more.
okay, no problem. Yeah. So we'll just
Okay.
make it short, man. Hey, so those are the games, man. So I say I'm gonna say, unfortunately, 49ers.
Okay.
Which one you got, CB?
Steak,
I'm a Dan Campbell
Shake
fan, by the
Money's.
way. I'm
I'm
a Dan
going
Campbell fan,
Shake
just so you
Money's
know.
a home. Shake Money's a homer.
I'm going
He's a
Lions.
49ers fan.
I'm going Lions. I'm going Lions.
You go Lions. Okay, you got
Lions
Lions and
and Ravens.
Ravens is
Ravens
the
Super
matchup.
Bowl with the Ravens winning it.
Yep. 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 That's how I got it playing out.
The
So
Ravens
the
winning it.
Marvin tour happens with now I got to
Ooh.
deal with all the Ravens fans here in Ravens country that I live in. So
Yo,
well, I could put
the Ravens have beat everybody.
And what happened to Crypto? Yeah,
They got him. They got him.
Oh man. So Ravens will be 2-0 against the 49ers in the Super Bowl if that happens.
That's crazy. Crazy.
He'll be back. But yeah, man. Hey, once again, CB. Hey, listen. I appreciate everything you the support
Bro.
you've given me since I got here. Man. You know,
appreciate you having me, Shake. It's all love, bro. I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad
Uh-oh.
to see.
my bad.
No, you good. You good.
I hit the wrong button.
I'm glad to see y'all boys doing your thing, man. This is dope. Keep putting up the Insomnia episodes, man. Those are dope. I like it.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, TD. By the way, your fellow co-host,
You
he's
saw
gonna
the
be on
TD
here.
one?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yep, I did.
Yeah, TD.
Okay.
He's gonna be coming back soon. I already spoke to him.
Yeah.
He's been busy, but see, that's the one thing I got to give CB, even guys like TD Finstock, man. Look, you don't have to agree with his takes, but one thing I admire him and I would like to emulate is the fact that no matter how big he's gotten in this community, he never stops looking out for the for the little guy.
Always shows love. Yeah.
And whenever I've reached out to him, he's never said I'm too busy. I can't do it right now. If he could, he'll hook me up 9 out of 10 times, man. If it wasn't for him, he's the reason I discovered the Finn's Tailgate, because Finn's Tailgate used to run streams on his channel. Larry K used to run streams on Myth Fins. He's lent his platforms to smaller people. Even Batman, Finsaholic, that's how I discovered him. So it's like, shout out to him, man. At the end of the day, man, he gets a lot of negative for no reason. But hey, there's no such thing as bad publicity sometimes,
Yeah, TD's a pillar in the community. He really is, and he reaches back and helps the little guys, and helps bring guys along. I think that's part of it, man. And he's been in it for 5 years, right? Built a great platform. So I think that's a testament to his work, his hard work, and all the stuff he's done to build it the way he's built it. So yeah, it's love when he does still show love to all the platforms, no matter what you got, whether you got 10 subscribers or 10,000, he's still gonna show love. So that's respect to him for that, for real.
For sure, man. And again, so what can what you got going on in the off season, man?
Man, so we definitely got to talk draft. We got to talk free agency. I'm definitely going to be looking at some prospects and seeing, hey, who the Miami Dolphins may be targeting. You guys can find me on FinTech with CB83. You already know what time it is.
I'm a member there.
And I'm around. I'm part of the members gang, the homie Shake, rounding out the crew.
Homie Shake.
And yeah, man, that's where you can catch me, man. I'm always around. I'm always spaces. Yep. I support everybody's platforms. Y'all can always find me everywhere in the Miami Dolphins community.
And by the way, if CB83 trolls you, don't take it take it too personal.
It's never personal. It's all
people.
Yeah, never personal.
That's the thing about people. when CB trolls me, I take it. I take it as an honor. You know what I'm saying? Because he only trolls
Yeah.
people he fucks with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So I appreciate you, man. And
exactly.
fins
We
up,
definitely
man.
appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you,
Definitely,
crypto. Appreciate you, bro.
for
All right,
sure,
CB,
man.
my brother.
Likewise.
All
Hey,
right,
We
later,
listen.
definitely
Hayes.
appreciate
Hey, you
you
know what?
chopping it up on the championship Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. We got a gator, a Seminole, and a hurricane all in one room.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yep.
Go Noles,
Exactly.
baby.
All
Go
in one
Go
room.
Noles.
That's
Gators.
crazy. Stars are aligned.
It is. It is. All right,
All right,
fellas.
CB,
Appreciate
my
y'all
Yeah.
man.
boys having me, man.
Yeah. Good night,
Later.
man.
Oh
All
yeah.
Later.
right, later.
For sure, man. You have a good night, man.
Oh man, that was CB83, bro. Man,
Yep.
he's a stand-up dude, man.
Good episode. Man, this has been a quick season, man. You figure now we're down to the final four. We got one game left after this, and that's it. And then the 2023 season concludes with the Lombardi Trophy being handed to one of these four teams that we talked about. One of these four teams about to receive the Lombardi Trophy in a little over 10 days.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
I tell you
it's
what. One thing I want
crazy.
to say to you too, man. And look, I appreciate you, Crypto, because at the end of the day, look, I think we're like the perfect pair. You know what I'm saying? Perfect tag team, if you
Hmm.
will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So hell yeah, man.
Exactly. Likewise, Shake Money.
This season was a blast because of you, man. We had some great guests. Starting with the I think our very first guest was KP was our very first guest, and then we started getting more
Yep.
guests after that.
After
Also,
that, yep.
hey,
Doc
next week,
Brown,
Doc,
TD, it,
Lewis,
Lewis was there. Hell, we had
EM
even
Dolphin
Michael
fan,
K.
EM Dolphin
EM on
fan.
the holidays. EM, yep. Well, he spent a couple of holidays with us. I think Michael K was one of the
Yeah, yeah,
special guests. So
yeah,
yeah, so we even had one guy from another fan base, you know. So yeah,
yeah.
we couldn't get the Raiders guy on, but hey, we play them next year, so it's always another shot.
I mean, he could come on anytime. You know what I'm saying? So, as a matter of fact,
Okay,
when
cool.
as a matter of fact, when we talk Raiders drafts, I would love to have him on. Who do you think you want for
Okay,
free agent? You know what I mean? So that'd be great.
okay,
Also, man, next week I'm talking. I'm in talks with him. Your man Stephen D is going to be coming on.
okay. Stephen D. Cool. Good
Stephen D,
deal.
man, your
The interest
fellow.
on the hot dogs have went down.
Yes. Oh man, and when he does come, I have this DWA cigar that he gave me that I'm gonna smoke live on there.
Hmm.
I haven't,
Okay,
I haven't
you got this cigar. Cool. Good
Yeah,
deal.
man. Yeah. So, not to say who. If you had to pick out, we're not saying who's better. This isn't a contest, okay? Who would you say was one of your favorite guests that we had on here?
I enjoyed them all. You
Yeah.
know, the weekend we had TD. All of them was pretty good. Had a nice little spin to, especially what was going on during the weeks leading up to those games. The weekend of games we were picking, because
Mm-hmm.
certain particular teams was in different parts of the season. I think the week we had, let me see, it was the week that I guess it could have been week 13 because the Bills was set 6-6 at the time, and I want to say Doc Brown was, I guess, at that time. Well, whoever was the guest leading up into that week, and we was like we felt so close that we were so far ahead, and we was like, man, we actually could pull this thing off. And only one few things needed to happen the following 2 weeks, and I said something about the Jets game. I was like, well, damn, if we slip against them, we gonna open the door. Turn out we didn't slip, and then we felt even more closer, and it's like, oh shit. That means it's only a handful of games that we could slip and still give the Bills a shot, and it turned out to be the Titan game. Hindsight, the Jet game what we thought what could have been the Jet game, the Titans took their place, and that being the game, you know, because we could have won the Titans game, lost the Jets. That's what we was thinking. Like we had to play them twice, and everybody's like, well, the Jets defense is better than the Titans, so nobody, thought of thought any light of it that it was the Titans ended up being that team that we thought one of those Jet losses was going to come to. You know, it could have been if had they had a Aaron Rodgers on offense. The outcome could have been a little different. But yeah, it's crazy how the season unfolded from 9-3 Dolphins and 6-6 Bills. At that time, you know, and I was like, oh shucks, it's the home stretch going into Washington, deja vu episode. You know, we was like, oh, we just gotta finish. It's like, man, what a season. Because week one, the Chargers game, we was, the big road win and the shootout game to the non-shootout game in the season finale. It's like the highs and low. The epic high coming out of the gate and the epic low finishing the season. It's kind of like, okay, we developed a certain numbness to late season failures. If you like, it's kind of like Groundhog Day.
Hmm.
Not Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray hits
Yeah.
the clock at 6:01 in the morning. He goes outside, gets dressed, walks outside, he steps in the same hole. Well, the hole is there,
Hmm.
you know, you walk in it every day, you know, so it's almost like it's on your schedule to walk in the hole. What do you do to change that schedule from stepping in that hole after 6:01 in the morning?
By the way, speaking of Eddie
You,
Murphy, I found out that the black dude that plays that's in Ghostbusters.
Winston?
Yeah, Winston. Eddie Murphy was
Yeah,
supposed originally to be Winston,
supposed to be
but he turned
Winston. Oh,
but
okay.
he turned it down.
He he did. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he was supposed to be
I
the
didn't
original
realize that he
Winston.
was the original Winston.
He
Oh
was
wow.
supposed no, he was supposed to be, but he turned it down.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah,
when they picked what's his name to do it. The guy that been doing it.
yeah,
Yeah. Bill Murray, was the other character, Igor, or not Igor. He was
yeah. Are
um
you talking about? Yeah, he was Spankman or Spinkman or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, he was the sarcastic dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because what's his name was Igor, the nerdy guy with the crazy white hair.
Hmm. And then you had uh, the guy from Trading Places, Dan Aykroyd.
Hmm. Dan Aykroyd was the other guy, the short fat guy. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd. Yep, played him. That was a good original cast of characters. That in the original one. Yeah, but those who you gonna call when something strange in the neighborhood? Who can you call?
So,
But hey, Bill Murray in that Groundhog Day episode.
mhm,
That's gonna be my thing. Shake Money going into next season.
Groundhog's Day,
What can we do? Yeah, what can we do to prevent stepping in that hole at 6:01 in the morning?
Deja Vu.
Deja vu. The hole is there.
Hmm.
You've been put on the schedule to step in it. What can you do to deviate from that schedule? That's the goal of the Miami Dolphins. What can you do to deviate from stepping in that hole at that particular time? And I think that should be the goal.
Well, what's funny is like what you were saying earlier today. Damn, you know what? I'm gonna put my wallet in my backpack so I don't forget it, and then you end up forgetting your backpack.
Yeah. And you end up forgetting the backpack. Yeah, exactly. You like, I'm doing everything I can to forget to remember not to do this task, but then I forget the catalyst what to keep me from getting that task. Yeah, it's crazy, man. The Dolphins are in Groundhog Day, And now that I'm thinking about that one scene in that movie when he gets up and walks outside and he freaking still steps in that hole, and I'm like, well, damn. Now I'm almost like, that's the Miami Dolphins, Shake Money.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's coming. We get out to these great starts, and we know the end is near. We're like, oh, we see it, but then we step in the hole.
By the way, I'm on Facebook, right? I'm reading
Yep.
this. There's a. I'm not following. I don't know why the hell it popped up my timeline, but I'm not, since I'm here. I'm reading it. It's called Sports Mommy. That's the name of the page on Facebook. Sports Mommy. So according to Sports Mommy, the 49ers tried to get Tom Brady out of retirement to be their starter, and even told
Oh,
Brock
for
Purdy
Garoppolo.
that he would be the backup for the year if
To
they
Brady.
got Brady, per ESPN.
Wow.
Early offseason, Niners coach Kyle Shanahan sat down with Purdy and assured him that if he was healthy, he would be the starter. Brady wanted to play one more season for his hometown, the Niners.
Team.
And this is according to Sports Mommy. So if you don't believe me, if you're on Facebook, go to Sports Mommy. Not a fake page, by the way. Sports Mommy.
Okay. Well,
How the hell did they come up?
I heard a story like that.
How
they come
the
up
hell
with the
did
name? I don't know.
Sports Mommy?
I don't know how they come up with that name either. But
Who's
I
your
did hear a
mommy?
report of that of Brady. Yep. We used to tease people by saying that statement in the Navy, "Who's your daddy?" We used to say that all the time to people who would, like, if we one up them on anything. Let's say if we score a basket on them or shoot a 3-pointer in their face, it was like, well, who's your daddy? That used to be the saying. Whenever you one up somebody on anything, it could be anything. Who's your daddy? you know, I just scored 10 points on you back to back. Who's your daddy? That's the thing we used to say it against each other all the time. That was our little saying we said against each other when we one up them on anything. We'll look at them and say, "Well, who's your daddy?"
Well, right now, and remember what I told you about Staley, right? About Ramsey. What was going to happen with Ramsey? Well, Ramsey, according to Finn's Extra, XTRA, Jalen Ramsey on his timeline with Brandon Staley, Jalen Ramsey on his time with Brandon Staley back in 2020. Staley is the best defensive coordinator that I've had in the NFL. He knows how to put players in positions to impact on the game. Hence, he wanted to shadow the player. So that's what, of course, that's according to Jalen Ramsey.
Right. He just put his foot in his mouth on that one because once Brandon, I don't know if that was the year Staley was gone, but the Rams, Raheem Morris allowed him to shadow Diggs, and he got roasted as a Ram. Don't want to put that out there. But yeah, he might not want to say that because if Staley becomes our coach and he gets roasted by Diggs by getting it loud, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. He's gonna want to retract that statement and delete that tweet. That's why I was like, some of the players' egos get the best of them.
So
sometimes it's the coach's job to save a player from himself.
Yeah, and here's the thing, with Ryan Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
The same thing I brought up with his former coaches. He could do the same thing because the Titans, they probably let some coaches, so he'll probably bring some coaches with him as well to the Miami Dolphins to fill in those holes that we just created. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
Vrabel won't be a booth guy. I think he'll be on a sidelines coach.
Right.
So
Yeah, they got different philosophies. I mean, each coach got different ways on how they handle. If you the kind of guy that needs a bird's eye view of everything, or you need a down in the trenches view, it's just a matter of preference. I don't think one trumps another. Like is more better or beneficial. I think it's a matter of preference. You know, because some people might benefit from calling the plays from a bird's eye view versus a sideline view.
yeah,
Yeah, kind of like the guy that plays Madden or the guy that's actually in the VR headsets
yeah.
playing the same game.
So
Yep.
yeah, man. So
Mm-mm-mm.
what do you got going this weekend, my brother?
No, this weekend is pretty standard weekend. Just nothing much. Just chilling out, doing a few chores here and there.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
and of course, binge watching the championship games and you know eating a big bowl of popcorn and some you know drinking some either hot or cold tea. I think I might do cold tea this time. Yeah, I think I'll do cold tea. It should be not that warm. So yeah, I'll do the iced tea this time. Maybe drink a shot of pina colada. This time I'll add the rum. I didn't add no rum to the pina colada I made last time. It was a generic kitty drink. This time I'll add a shot of rum to it. You know, I'll spice it up. You know, so I'll have some spiced up pina colada rum and some rum.
Damn.
you know,
Yeah.
it should go well with my big bowl of popcorn.
Popcorn, pina colada.
yeah, yep, yep. Popcorn pina colada night. Yeah, man, I need some popcorn and some pina colada. That's what I'm gonna do. And I make it fresh. I get the coconut milk, right? And the
I love some
condensed
pina
coconut
colada.
milk. And
Mm-hmm.
I put the fresh whole pineapple slices and crush it in the blender and make
In the
it
blender.
straight from the pineapple. That's how I get my pineapple juice. I
Okay.
use the pure 100% pineapple. I don't get the drinks from the store.
Mm-hmm.
I make it straight from the pineapple. That way
Okay.
I get the natural pure sweetness of the pineapple itself mixed with the coconut. And then
Okay.
it helps when I add the rum with the into it because I got the natural fruit flavors from the whole coconut milk and the fresh raw pineapple. Because it's in the blender anyway, it's being juiced anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all I do is just add a little bit of spring water to get it more liquefied, and boom,
Mm-hmm.
the rest take care of itself. Nice, the pineapple chunks in there with the rum mixture. Oh, it's perfect. It's the perfect drink.
All right.
I
Hey,
just
by the
maybe add
way,
about 4 ounces of rum, and it's set it, to balance it out with about 4 ounces.
okay, now according to Sportskeeda, KEEDA, Pro Football
Hmm.
on Facebook says sources say Bill Belichick was asking for too much power and decision making in the Falcons organization, much like he had
Wow.
in New England, with his ability
Yeah.
to co-text with the CEO Ricky McKay into questions. So
Oh, that's what did him in. So Seattle don't relent, or the Washington that'll be it for him. Washington, I don't know if that organization, that new ownership, would allow that much leverage. Maybe they would. Oof. I think that may be he's down to one team. I don't know if Seattle do it because I heard Pete Carroll got promoted.
By the way, here's a fun
So
fact. During Matt Patricia's
yeah,
entire tenure as the coach, he won 13 games in 3 years.
wow. Matt, you mean the guy with the bird's nest on his face?
Yeah.
That guy. The guy has a
13
bird's
games.
nest on his face.
Yeah.
You know. You know. There's a couple of worms coming out of the side. You know. This guy got a bird's nest on his face. How can he be an NFL coach?
He's like, 3 little birds is on my beard.
Right. That guy.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And then he likes to stick a pencil through it. I'm like, yo, not only he has a bird's nest, he puts a pencil on it.
According to the Finns, the SF Niners, John Lynch tells KNBR that Joe Montana, and Barry Sanders will be the honorary captains for the 49ers versus Lions games.
Honorary captains. Joe Montana and Jerry Rice?
No, Barry Sanders.
Oh, Barry. So they picking one for each franchise. Okay. So Barry and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. So who is going to be Ray Lewis and again, Christian Okoye for the Chiefs?
No, it's going to be Gonzalez and Don Shula.
Oh, okay. Tony
Baltimore
Gonzalez.
Colts.
You said that.
No, Johnny
Don
Unitas. Johnny Unitas.
Johnny Unitas. Right.
For the Baltimore Colts.
Right. For the Baltimore Colts. Right.
It was Baltimore's franchise, right? Or can we do
No,
Tim
it had to
Couch
be
because he was
Cleveland.
former Browns? Tim Couch.
Right.
There we go. Tim Couch.
Tim Couch or Bernie Kosar. Right. Webster Slaughter and what's his name? And freaking Priest Holmes. There you go.
It's amazing.
This is crazy.
What was your favorite? I would say, what was your favorite storyline this year, as far as the NFL is concerned?
Well, this besides the ones that's still being written, that's in the making for these Final Four teams.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the transition from Aaron Rodgers to Love.
Yeah.
Storyline, because it happened pretty much instantly. Him taking over the reins.
And he had a similar look. Aaron Rodgers had the same a similar team, so you know what I mean.
Right, he had similar team. He had trouble with the rookies that he finally got a hold of. Love had struggled with the rookies early. Then he let middle of the season late. He caught fire with them. Got him into the playoffs. Well, Rodgers lost that last game of the season, and then eventually won one extra game against the Cowboys. So yeah, that storyline from that transition of the changing of the guard storyline in Green Bay, given that the first 4 plays of Aaron Rodgers' season with his new team ended tragically. It was a freaking terrible ending with the Achilles. Well, his predecessor went on to be competitive and win the playoff game. Now, The reverse can happen next week. I mean, next year, where Rodgers will be the most fortunate out of the two, or they both might end up playing each other in the Super. Oh God, I don't even want to talk that into existence. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if the Jets played the Packers in next year's Super Bowl? Jesus. Now, what fan base will be the utmost upset? The Dolphins fan base or the Bills fan base?
Listen, I think we're all listen. The Dolphins fan base gets upset at everything. So yeah,
I'm trying to figure
it's
out
safe to
which
say.
fan base will be more upset, ours or theirs. If Rodgers and Love played in the very next year's Super Bowl,
Oh,
oh, the heads
talk
will
about
roll. Gee.
storyline.
Yeah, because that will be the Jets ending their 50 plus year drought in Super Bowl appearances, right? Going with their best will be arguably the greatest quarterback in their history, right? Where you have another quarterback taking over in Green Bay, trying to become the greatest quarterback in Green Bay's history.
Well, hey,
Because remember,
listen.
that would be Jordan Love's second season taking them to a title. Well, I don't know how many seasons it took Aaron Rodgers to get them to win a title.
I know Aaron Rodgers doesn't watch this,
That,
but just in case you are watching this, Aaron Rodgers, and I hate myself for saying this, but look, take it from me. You want your best chance to win. Listen to me carefully, and I never forget. Listen to me carefully,
never
Aaron
forget.
Rodgers.
Right.
You want your best chance. Like I said, I told you before. We said the teams in the AFC East had their peak, the peak of their franchises when their quarterbacks were the number 12. You need to get that number 12 back,
Yeah.
and you will win that Super Bowl, or at least make an appearance.
Making a point. Yeah. And that means that Jordan Love, they have to stop you from retiring your jersey in Green Bay, and Jordan Love has to wear it, right? Right?
Yeah, when they get him
or
eventually years later.
or no, he could just wear Bart Starr's number 15 because Bart won the Super Bowl. you know.
Well, but no, I'm talking about in the AFC East.
Oh, the AFC East. Okay, I got you. So Green Bay, he could still wear number 10. He could wear his own number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 'Cause he could create a legacy in his own number. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Using his own number. Yep.
So
Number
AFC
10.
East, if you want a
Yep.
Super Bowl, you got to wear the number 12. And Tua,
God,
this
that
goes
would
for you
be.
too.
Oh God.
Listen to me carefully, Tua. I need you
Right.
to put the Tua 2 in the 2. So you have 1 and Tua. Go to Bob Greasy.
Right.
Say, listen, Greasy.
You need to unretire this jersey so I can win.
I didn't get the extension yet, so I have a bag full of pineapples. I'll give you these pineapples if you let me wear the number 12.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
whatever.
Just for
You
the
know what I
sake
mean?
of winning. Yeah.
Let Tua
Can you
have 12.
imagine? Oh
That's
man,
that's
can you
the
imagine?
magic number. That's the magic number.
Yep. I know guys like D1 would throw a fit if the Jets played the freaking Packers in the Super Bowl.
Listen, as long as it's not the Bills, I don't care.
Yeah,
Man.
as long as it's not the Bills. Yeah, better than the other number 17 being there, right? Playing the Packers or somebody else. Oh God. You know what? I really do think now. Remember you asked the question who the two nears would be if the Vikings played or the Browns played in the Super Bowl? If the Packers did play the Jets, would they actually root for Aaron Rodgers?
What do you mean?
Would they actually root for the Jets to beat them just because the Jordan Love thing? If the Jets did play the Packers in the Super Bowl, would they actually be forced to root for the Jets? Because remember they shitted on Aaron Rodgers almost as equally.
Kind of like the Brian Flores, Bills versus Brian Flores scenario I brought up.
Yeah, the one
Mm.
you brought up with Brian Flores and the Bills.
Now
If the
it's
Packers did play them, who's most likely the ones they'll root for? Will they just say,
because
okay,
at the end of the
forget it,
day,
Jordan Love out?
the first guy to win a Super Bowl in that draft class would be Jordan Love.
Right.
You don't want. I guess you don't like. No. We don't want. We'd rather have our rival win. By
Will
the way,
our
I don't
rival
know.
win? Because Aaron Rodgers will win his second Super Bowl, right? They'll
Mm-hmm.
they'll they'll take a chance on him winning his second one, saying, okay, he won it with a second team. He's already a Hall of Famer, so I can live through him winning a second one with another team because he's already built a career and for himself and
Yeah,
a good status as a Hall of Fame quarterback. That will probably be more acceptable to them than Jordan Love winning in his second season, taking over the reins for that same quarterback.
and by the way,
I would think the Jets winning would be more palatable to the two of
yeah.
theirs than Jordan Love winning in the
No.
second
I rather.
season.
I'm rooting for Jordan Love. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
But
I know.
here's some more
I
news
ain't rooting
from
for no damn Jets. I know Big Nick ain't rooting for no damn Jets. We know who Big Nick rooting for. Big Nick
yeah.
definitely rooting for Love in that one.
Damn right he is.
Yep. Yep, damn. Now we definitely know who Big Nick will be rooting for. He ain't definitely rooting for no Jets. He gonna be rooting for Jordan Love in that
Damn,
situation.
I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah,
But
I
hey,
think
more
I hope
news
he's
from
doing all
Sports
right.
Mommy. You know what? I'm gonna follow Sports Mommy, and I'm gonna be
Sound like you already did. You subscribed.
yeah. I just subscribed. As a matter of fact, we speak. I hit the follow button. Yeah, there you go. I'm subscribed. Um, according to according to Sports Mommy, the Jaguars. I just like saying Sports Mommy, by the way.
Right.
Jaguars are planning to hire former Falcons defensive coordinator as their new DC. Damn, this guy looks like a NASCAR driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then whatchamacallit, apparently again, this is according to Sports Mommy. Zach Ertz is signing with the Lions practice squad via Tom Pelissero.
Okay. Practice squad. They still signing practice squad player? Oh, I guess you can still do it all the way to the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Okay. I
crazy.
thought they cut it off. I thought they cut it off for a certain time. So I guess you can do it until the end, huh?
Yeah, because we parted ways with Anderson again.
Mm-hmm. Robbie Anderson yet again for the third time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel I was a big fan of his coming in the league. I wanted us to draft him.
Chosen Anderson? Yeah, that's the name. Chosen
Mm-hmm.
Anderson, yeah. I thought it was Robbie
Yeah, Willie
Chosen, but
Anderson,
it's
Robbie
Chosen
Anderson.
Anderson. I thought, is it Robbie
Right.
Chosen or
Robbie
Chosen Anderson?
Chosen. Chosen
Robbie
Anderson.
Chosen or
But
Chosen
Robbie,
Anderson?
yeah, it's Robbie.
Robbie Chosen?
Robbie is his actual name. Yeah, Robbie Anderson. It's weird because for the longest time, like I don't know if they family. I still think they related though. My old roommate, when I first moved down here to Virginia, when I first came down here, I could have sworn they was like related. I never even asked them the question. I just assumed they were. They got the same name, family name, but I was like, man, he remind me so much of him. I wonder if they related. You know.
And by the way,
But then I found out what's his name lives in another part of the country. So I was like,
this is the guy I
nah,
was telling
kind
about.
of
Tell me
ruled
he
it
doesn't
out.
look like a NASCAR driver. Come on, man. You can't tell me he doesn't look like no NASCAR driver.
Yeah, he does. He looked like the guy that on Sleeping with the Enemy, the movie,
He looks
the
like
husband.
he looked like he drives the Tide truck.
That
I don't know
movie.
why, but he looks like he drives the Tide car.
The tide, yeah, the NASCAR tide car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either
the guy that played it in the
Tide or
movie.
Wonder Bread. Tide or Wonder Bread. I don't know. Either or.
You remember the movie Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, that he looked exactly like that guy. Kind of looked like Ravishing Rick Rude by the mustache. Yep.
But
Got
Rick Rude.
the
Yeah, he does
same
look like
look.
Rick Rude.
Yeah, right. Right. You see how he look?
Turn the
By his
music down.
mustache.
Man, but hey, listen, we just need to get we just need to reunite McDaniel with his twin.
With his twin,
So
yeah.
yeah,
They were
both
separated at birth.
yeah, both of them will have a little swag in the sidelines, whatever. So man,
Yep.
hey, anyway, what if next week? Like I said, next week we're gonna be doing. Like I said, we might. I'm trying my best to get. We're gonna get Stephen Daniels. We're gonna do the quarterback carousel.
Yeah.
What
Carousel.
Yeah, carousel. I what the hell I say? The fuck is a carousel?
He said carousel.
Anyway.
That's a drug. That's a drug for some kind of ailment.
Yeah. Hey, can you subscribe some carousel for me, please? I need to put it right here in my. That gets me. You have a hard time getting an erection? Get some carousel.
Get some carousel, right? Exactly.
Treat your ED with some carousel.
Exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, next week we're going to be talking about the quarterback carousel. Which quarterback needs a starter or a backup?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about, has there been any teams who started the season and ended the season? All on the next installment of Insomnia. So, any final thoughts before we close this bitch up, bad boy out?
No, it's championship week. Ready to get it rocking and rolling.
Hey man,
these games ought to be fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. We're 48 hours away from finding out the finalists.
Yep, and then the Pro Bowl's next week. Woohoo! Good times.
And the Pro Bowl's next week. Well, the flag football.
Flag football. And
right,
exactly.
You know what? Flag football game.
I think the NBA should do flag basketball.
Flag basketball.
I don't know how.
Might as well. Everybody every other week has scored 80 points. What's the difference? Nobody plays defense.
Can you imagine flag basketball? I don't know how that. Don't ask me how that works, but yeah, flag basketball.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So good night, y'all. Peace.
Good night, everybody. Fin.
Go ahead. Fins up.
No, yeah, fins up, everybody.
And we're saying it with a PH, so don't come after us.
Right.